Hey guys, it's Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 4 different ways to remove dip powder nails quickly and most importantly without ruining your natural nails. So we're just going to jump right into it. So the first thing that you need to do is remove the shiny layer from your nails. So whether that's the gel top coat or the top coat that comes with your dip system, you need to remove that completely. So you do have a few different options on how you want to remove the shine, and I'd like to give different options just because I feel like everyone has different materials or just different preferences overall. So the first way, and this is kind of I guess the classic way, is by using a nail file. The one that I'm using is a 180 grit file. So you do want to use a pretty low grit. Stay away from like the 240s, 300s, and especially like the glass files because you're really trying to take that product off. So the next way you can remove the shine is by using an e-file. So I know this isn't for everyone, especially if you're a beginner. An e-file can be kind of intimidating, but I do have to say this is probably the fastest method just because it really removes that product quickly and with little effort. But if you decide to use the e-file, a few things to keep in mind. One, you want to make sure you keep moving it around because it will get hot if you leave it in one place. 2, you don't need to like dig into the nail or apply too much pressure because the drill bit will do the work for you. So really just use a light hand, and as you can see, it really does thin out that product. Also, make sure you're not drilling past the powder into your nail plate because that's not good. So just check as you go. And then the next option you have is just to remove the shine by using a buffing block. And just like the nail file, you want to use a lower grit. So if you try to get one of those really fine buffing blocks, it's really just going to smooth out the nail and not really get down. Not get down, but get off that top layer. So this is a medium grit buffing block. You can get these from Amazon, Target. Does Target have it? I'll link where you can get the materials I'm using down below. But after you remove the shine, you're gonna need 100% acetone. 100%. Don't you try to use regular nail polish remover because it won't work. And that brings us to the first way to remove dip powder. So for this, you're gonna need some aluminum foil, and then I'll take a cotton ball and kind of just stretch it out a little bit so that it's laying a bit flatter. And then I really make sure to saturate that cotton ball with the acetone. And then I'm gonna kind of make like a finger burrito situation. So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just smush the foil around my nail, but when I'm taking my time, what I like to do is lay my finger against the cotton ball upside down, and then I'll take the top and just fold that down and smooth it, and then I'll kind of wrap it from one side to the other and twist it around. This makes more sense as you watch, but I'm just rolling my finger into that, and then I'll squish it all together to really make sure it's secure and that no air is getting in. This is a nice method because a lot of times you'll already have aluminum foil right at home, and also the foil helps to keep the heat in, which makes the removal process faster. The next way that you can remove dip powder nails is actually really similar. So you're gonna start off again with a really saturated cotton ball. Again, I ripped it in half and flattened it a bit, and I'm just gonna lay that on top of my nail. Next, you're gonna need one of these soak off clips. If you've watched my videos, you've probably seen these before. I use them actually a good amount of the time, and I like that they're just really easy to clip right on. So I'm just gonna spread it open and then put it on top of that cotton ball. And I did get mine from Amazon, but a lot of places sell the same ones. The third method is gonna be using a kind of double bowl or soak off bowl. And it's a bowl made to soak off things like dip powder. So basically how it works is the bottom compartment is just a normal plastic container, and you're gonna fill that with hot water. And then there's a second part that attaches to that, and this one has 5 different areas for you to place your fingers. And so what you're gonna do is take a cotton ball and put it into each section, and then you're gonna fill that with acetone. Because I'm only soaking off one nail, I only filled up one section, but typically you would fill the entire bowl and place your whole hand in. So you could get 2 of these if you wanted to do them both at once, or you could do one at a time. It's really up to you. This method is great for a few reasons. Whenever you're placing your nail directly into the acetone, it just makes everything so much faster. And then also with that cotton ball on the bottom, you're able to rub your nail against that to get the dip powder off, because as it softens, it's just gonna kind of rub off onto the cotton ball. Another reason I like to soak my nails off with the bowl is because you're able to pull it out and check your nail. So unlike the aluminum foil and the clip, you don't want to keep taking that on and off, but with this you can just lift your finger and see if it's coming off, and sometimes I'll use an orange wood stick and just gently move the product off. But you don't want to keep it out for too long because the product will harden back up. So if you want to check, just quickly check, rub it a little bit, and then dip it back in. But as you can see, eventually the product will just slide right off without having to force it. So before I show you the fourth way you can remove dip powder, I wanted to go back and just see how the other nails were doing. So this is the aluminum foil nail. As you can see, it slipped right off. I didn't have to do anything. And then next up is the nail using the soak off clip. So this one did have some dip powder still on there, and when I tried to use the orange wood stick to get it off, it wasn't really budging. So if this happens to you, you do not want to force off that product. I know it's tempting, but instead what you want to do is just take your nail file again and file over any stubborn areas that aren't coming off, and then you can just reapply the soak off clip. I know some people like to use metal tools whenever there's like really difficult parts, but I personally just don't use them. If you want to, I mean, go ahead, but I just don't like scratching at my nail or potentially messing up my nail plate. So I stick to orange wood sticks, but I won't stop you. I won't do it. Okay, moving on to the fourth way to remove dip powder. My setup was kind of weird for this, so I'm really hoping you can tell what I'm doing. But basically you're gonna need a plastic baggie, and then what you're gonna do is put a paper towel on the bottom of it and then put some acetone right into the bag. And it doesn't need to be a ton, but just enough to where the paper towel has some and then you also have a little bit extra. And then you're gonna grab a plastic container or a bowl and fill that with hot water, and then place the bag in there and put your finger in the bag. So it's really similar to the soak off bowl. So you're gonna be rubbing your finger against the paper towel to help remove that dip powder. And because you're soaking your nail directly in the acetone and you have the hot water in there, it will remove really quickly. So here are my nails with all of the dip powder removed, and they are a little bit crusty, but as you can see, there's no damage. So what I like to do when I'm done is just take some cuticle remover and put that onto my nails, and then I'm just going in with an orange wood stick to remove and push back my cuticles. After that, I just washed my hands and applied cuticle oil to my nails. So if you're like, okay, how long does it take? Which method is the best? And really, it's just gonna depend. So if you have like 3 to 4 layers of dip powder, or it's really thick, then it will take longer to soak off. But if you file off more of the product in the first step, then it's gonna take less time. So it can really take anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, just depending on what you do. But I would have to say the bag method is your fastest method. And then next would come the soak off bowl, then the aluminum foil, and then the clips probably take the longest just because it doesn't keep the cotton ball as wet, and it also doesn't trap in the heat as well. But like I said in the beginning, it really does come down to personal preference. So try them out, see what you like, what you don't like, because they're all gonna get the job done. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. And if you do have more questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. And yeah, I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.